Hello everybody, welcome back to the workshop. So today I'm going to show you how to take and make a hammer eye drift for the air hammer. That's kind of a funny oxymoron there, or I don't really know what that's supposed to mean. But anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to forge this bit of mild steel here out into a hammer eye drift. Later on I might turn this into a piece of maybe like 1045 or something of that nature. And then if it works well enough, then I will weld everything up and see how it goes. So it should be fairly easy to take and do this. One of the things that I'm going to do instead of actually having this welded, I misspoke there. Instead of having this welded, I'm actually going to have just a little larger hole in this than what this is. So it will have a little bit of rattle. And the reason for that being is so this way I can put this into the material to be drifted, give it a few taps, and then come in with the air tool itself and push the thing all the way through, and it should be a fairly clean operation. If this works well, like I said, I'll do it with a much, however you want to say, a much higher carbon tool steel at a later date, as for production work or things of that nature calls for it. But today we're going to focus on forging this drift up, and then I'll give you a little short demonstration of it in use. Thanks for watching. Okay, everybody, let me give you a rundown of what I've got happening here to me. So what I need is I need a much smaller bit, and I still want to use this as kind of a push bit. So what I've done is I've taken a chamfer tool, or a countersink, if you will. That's what it is. I took a countersink bit in the drill press and drilled out the back end here to create a socket. I likewise matched that taper to the punch end itself, so this way it'll socket in there and hopefully not jump and skip out. We'll find out here in a second how that actually works out for us. The ideal of this whole thing is to be able to push it completely through in one go without stopping. That's the ideal. I needed to take and have a much smaller piece here because this is the handle that I'm going to be using in this hammer handle, and so I needed something a little closer to dimension. Now obviously this is still square yet, this is a little off dimension, but that's fine. It gives me something to whittle, and that's what I want. And I can always whittle this down a little bit more with some grinding and stuff. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm also going to lubricate this in grease, just so this way it helps slick it right through as quick as we can. The ideal is for this tool not to collect a lot of heat. I'm really trying to avoid, hopefully you guys can see everything I'm talking about, I'm really trying to avoid having to weld this up, because the problem with having this fully welded is once it passes through the hole, getting it back out through that same direction is going to be an absolute bear. And so bringing it down to a certain point and then like trying to retrieve it and, you know, wiggle it and pull it out of the material if it gets stuck inside of a hammerhead is going to be a really bad thing. So I'm really just trying to make this to where I can just push the piece completely through, and since it's opened up the material enough, this should just pass right out, and then I can get rid of that, and then I can just pick this up off the floor. Without further ado, let's see how this actually works. Now I've got a bar, let me grab it. I've got a bar previously heated up that already has part of the hole opened up. This is from a slot punch. I used the slot punch the thing, and then I drove it up through to kind of pre-open the hole. So now I'm hoping that I'll be able to just drop this drift right in there and just drive that sucker right on through. And we'll see how that goes. But let's get over to the anvil and get back to it. I'll go ahead and leave you with this. God bless you all, and thank you for watching. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And like always, we will catch you on the next one. Stay around for the bonus clip.